Hello and welcome to the making of the headquarters. This is my progress video for me creating the headquarters, which you've probably seen because you're going to be watching this in the future. And yeah, I've picked this mushroom island. There's another island over here that just has a population of 1. But yeah, this is the location that I picked to build the headquarters. The reason I've chosen this island is because no mobs will spawn on it. And it's also close to Avalon. Avalon is off in that direction, and it means that I can make a nether tunnel of about 100 blocks, I think, to get here. So one of the first things I need to do is actually set up a nether portal. I have been looking around and I have no idea where I'm going to build this, because what I'd ideally need is a large piece of flat land, and there doesn't really appear to be that around here. Even with some terraforming, it's going to be difficult, so I do have to spend some time looking around for the ideal location. And this island is roughly about the same size as Avalon. It's a little bit smaller, and it feels a lot bigger because, yeah, it's just very hilly. It's like an extreme hills biome. And you know what, I think this location right here looks really good. It's as I thought it was flat. As I walk down, I see it actually just slopes downwards. From up there, it looked like all of this was flat. But this bit over this side, this space just here, this might be the right place to actually build it, I think. And we can level off some of the land on that side and that side as well. Yeah, this looks like the best place on the island to build it. So the first thing for me to do is to hook up a nether portal. I'm just going to put that underground somewhere so it's out of view, and then I'll resync it into the headquarters building when I've actually built that. So I did bring with me some obsidian. I'm going to set up a portal, I'm going to light it up, and then I'm going to go all the way back to Avalon, go through the nether, and then build one in the nether at the same coordinates, or the divided by 8 nether coordinates, and then I can go through. And that's going to be really important because it means I've got an easy way of getting supplies over here to build with. So yes, I will be doing that first. So the nether portal has been hooked up, and I'm not going to show you the path. There's just a really boring path through tons of netherrack back to the nether hub. But what I'm going to be doing next is removing all of the mushrooms, because I don't want you to have any clues as to where this place is. Now that sounds silly at the moment, although you are watching this in the future, so you've probably figured out that we plan to use a texture pack on here. So by removing all of the mushrooms, we're going to take away any hints as to where we are, and I've just noticed there's loads of them on the ground as well, which means I've got to get rid of those. Mushrooms as well, I'm going to take some back to my base and hide them somewhere, although there isn't many around on this side of the island. And due to the large scale of the project, if we're going to be settled down on this side of the island, I don't think there's too much fuss in removing things you can't see on the other side. So we're just going to remove things that we can see for now. It's going to take me a fair amount of time, and I'm fairly sure I'm going to end up with a lot of mushrooms after this. There is a seriously large amount of mushrooms around here. We've got a huge pack of them over there, some over here as well. And you know what, I think I'm going to have to kill them as I go along. It's going to be too much effort to round all of them up. But I think what I'll do for now is when I take a trip back to the base is grab some wheat. I think they still use wheat. I know the cows do. So hopefully the mushrooms do as well. Maybe they use mushrooms to breed and lure them. I doubt that though. Or a red one. Anyway, I'll soon find out. And what I'll do is I'll lure at least maybe 4 or 5 back in there so we can breed them nice and easy. I'll hide them in the nether for now. But unfortunately I'm going to have to slaughter the rest of them. But it does mean I get some leather and some food as well. So yeah, more work to do. Well, this is one really moody place at night when it's raining. Yeah, not very uplifting at all is this place. But you can see that I've gone round and I've removed all of the big mushrooms, and that is the ones that are in sight. There are still some over the hill, and I've been walking around here trying to catch it from every angle, and it does look like I've removed all of them that are in sight. I've also killed a lot of mushrooms. I've got a fair amount of leather and raw beef and steak as well. Raw beef and steak. Well, I guess, I don't know if you call it beef when it's cooked, but yeah. Anyway, the next thing to do is to start flattening out a piece of land around here for us to build the headquarters on. I do want to make a fairly big building, and I'm kind of a little anxious about building it because I'm not the best builder for the style that I'm going to be building it in, which is probably going to be similar to Corrales. So I can see there being a lot of trial and error involved, but the first thing obviously to do is make sure we have some land to build this on. So I think this over here is going to get flattened, that bit, and this over here as well, and we'll probably make it about this height here. So I'm really going to tear through this shovel. I've got another one in the ender chest, and I will be with you again when all of that is done. So I decided not to remove these big bits on the side, because with it being all flat it's starting to look kind of forced, which I'm not sure is good or bad yet. Maybe when the building's on top of it, it won't look so bad. And I think this bit at the back might have to go though, because I plan for this to be a long building. In fact, now that we're going to start building it, I guess I can tell you what I have in mind. I want to have a central column, if you like. I'm not really sure what I could describe it as. Maybe like a tower section in the middle that goes all the way up, and then it has the letters TEA, T, on the front for Tea Eaters Alliance. And then as that tower comes down, it comes down into a block building that has a bit of room on either side, and then it goes all the way back as well. I'm not sure how far back, that depends on how big this is. Now, just looking at it from here, I think the tower is going to be fairly wide, so I've got a feeling that this stuff at the back will have to go to make room for the rest of the building, because you want it to be proportionate so that it does look like there's a big building behind the tower. Otherwise, having a smaller building behind it, I don't think that would look right. But enough babble. I'm going to go grab some materials to build this with, and we'll start off by building the tower. One thing I haven't made up my mind on, which I think I might do, is just move some of these contours back a bit so we have a little bit more room at the front here. So I've laid down the foundations of this building. I've started building up a little bit at the front, and you can see already that it's very influenced by Corellis, and I've seen a lot of his buildings over time, and this is the first kind of building where I'm actually setting out to build something quite similar to his style. But yeah, we've got this bit at the front here that's going to go all the way up into the sky. That's going to have the letters TEA for Tea Eaters Alliance on the top of it, and it's going to have 2 floors below those letters. So this is the first one. There's going to be another one just above this ridge that I put at the front, and so we'll have 2 main rooms in the front bit of the building here, and somewhere there needs to be a staircase to get up to the one above, or something like that, maybe a ladder. But yeah, then it's going to lead into a hallway, and this hallway will probably have a high roof, although the roof at the back and the sides is going to be lower than this building here, because that's going to go all the way up into the sky. And then on the left and the right hand side there'll be a couple of doorways into different rooms, and I think they're going to have to go underground because this really isn't going to be big enough to fit a room in. But at the moment I'm just going to be focusing on getting the front bit built. I felt like this was the right time to show you it in its current state, and when I next show you it, the front bit will probably be nearly finished. Okay, the front is now done. There is our little tower that says T. And I don't think this looks quite as good as I thought it would, but it is very nice. I think the problem that we have with this building is too much of the same materials, lots of dark wood, lots of smooth stone slabs, and I'm not really sure what else it is I can mix it up with, but I don't want to overthink this building. I just want to get it built, and the style that I've gone for I think is suitable. So one thing I have done, you can see over here, is I've extended this another block out. It just looked too small the way it was, and I've done that on both sides. And the tower bit you can see is complete, but the back of this isn't, and that's just because I'm a little unsure on how this is going to play out. But I think what I'm going to do is have the back of this room in line with these blocks, and then at this height it's going to cut off, and then that'll be the roof for the rest of the building. So that way you have like this one big section at the top, and then the bottom section leads in with the roof of the bottom section being the same as the rest of this. But interior is another problem. I have no idea what to put in here. I also haven't put in an entrance, if you haven't noticed. Not really sure I'm going to put that. I might have a path coming round to the side, and instead of having this window here, we'll have a doorway in on this side, or possibly it could go into a doorway just over here. I think I'm just going to go with the doorway on the side. That'll be easiest, because these bits are going to be where the rooms are. There's going to be 2 on either side, I think. So yeah, anyway, I'll continue building. So now that the back of this place has been built, all I can say is it's definitely got to be longer in that direction. It feels too square at the moment, and I do want this to be more like a corridor leading into the back here. It might seem more like that actually, because we're going to have walls like this with the doorways going through them. So let me just put those in place and we'll have another look. And I think that is the last of my spruce wood, so I'm going to have to make another trip back to Avalon. But now that I see it at that width, I actually think it's going to be okay. So I will continue building. Not sure what I'm going to do next, but it looks like I need to take a trip to get some supplies. And there is an odd block up there I have to remove as well. So, as always, we are making progress. You can see here that I've done the corridor, and from out here it doesn't look too great. I am a little worried about how the ceiling is going to pan out at the moment, because this is slightly higher than I intended. I wanted the ceiling to be at this height here, but what I think I'm going to have to do is bring out the wooden planks like this, and then have the half slabs, like the entire ceiling half slabs, and then have a second trim like that. But that might not look too good from outside, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But in here, the interior is very plain but very nice as well. You can see the floor is with birchwood planks, and that made all the difference in here. Before I'd done that, I was kind of thinking that I'd need to change up a lot of this and bring in some different materials on the walls and stuff, but then I looked at it and I thought it just looks like an empty house, and it just needs things put in it now, which is a really good sign, I think, because the simplicity of just the dark wood and the light wood goes really well, and then when we start putting things like item frames or pictures on the walls, adding little details like blocks in the corner with the trapdoors on and a plant pot on top and things like that, we're really just going to add a little life to this room. So as far as the interior goes, I think we're done here. It just needs some decoration, but the shape and the materials are great. So next we need to start doing these rooms, and I don't know what I'm putting in each one of these at all. I do know what I'm doing with one, but it involves using a lot of TNT, and I'm not sure if I actually want to start doing that yet. It also involves doing something with the texture pack as well, which you probably know. I don't know, because this is all stuff that we've got planned for this building that you'll be seeing in the future. So recording it from now, I'm not sure what exactly you'll know about this, but I guess I'll be showing you that in a bit if I decide to build it. But yeah, I'm kind of at a point now where I'm not sure what to do next, so I'll have something to show you in a moment though. Okay, I've done a fair amount of work since I last recorded. I've added in bushes at the corner here and down the end there, and in the daytime it's really well lit up in here, which is kind of strange because I guess there's no sunlight that gets directly into here. I don't know. It seems like it should be darker basically because there's no holes in the roof. But at night time it's fairly well lit up. And over on this side I'm going to put a library in here. I think I do have a few bookshelves that I've made. I'm just not sure how to arrange them in here at the moment. I think I'd like to have some chandeliers or something like that. Maybe some iron bars with glowstone underneath them coming down from the ceiling. So I might make that a little bit taller on this side. Over here we have our first finished room. It doesn't really look like much. I might add some more detail to it later, but this is basically a jail cell if you like. And what I think I'll do here is put a piston down there, and under that I'll put a blob of redstone. I don't know why I thought of blob, you know what I mean, a redstone dust. And then a lever on there so you can actually hit the lever, the block extends, and then you kind of close this for the moment. And then in this room I have no idea, but I'm probably going to copy the layout of this one, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to do in here, but I like this view of nothing but an ocean, but it's still a nice view. So I'm going to copy that window and put that in here on this side. Now as for the exterior, I think what I'm going to do around here is just have a flat roof at this height here. So despite the ceiling of this room being lower, I'm just going to bring the wooden blocks all the way along the side here. And have I got any more? I've got one more, and I'll also put them on the edge here so you can't see this gap, and then it will be like it is on this side over here. And so the flat ceiling won't look too appealing, but from around here I think that'll look good. So it's been a while since I last recorded, and being part of the agency has its perks. We actually have a lot of diamonds and we needed a place to store them, so I thought rather than put them in a chest, why don't we create like a treasury vault, and this is it right here. I blasted out a load of space using TNT and then just filled it all up with our diamond blocks. And I've still got some left over, so I might have to expand this later on. But this will do for now. I've still got to finish off the roof and the sides of the wall, but yeah, I'm happy with how that's turned out. It has been quite some time since I last recorded, and to give you an idea of when I'm doing this, I've just finished building my sheep farm. And Biffa has also come over here and checked this place out. We had a discussion about the things we wanted to do and change. So we got a villager over here, he's going to be our receptionist. And then I've made a slight change in here. I've taken out the torches since mobs can't spawn, and I put shackles or tripwire hooks on the walls. They're going to be shackles. And I'm going to add a cauldron in here as a toilet as well. So this is like a not very appealing place, which is what a jail should be. And then I've just finished building this room here, and this is like our computer room or technology room if you like. And we have an eye detector here, so to make sure I am an agency member it's going to scan my eyes, and then we can go through into the room. So in here we have a load of computer looking stuff which I've borrowed from the Feed the Beast mod pack. I've been looking through the textures on the different mods they have there, and this is mostly from Industrial Craft I think. So you've got like server racks here, then you've got a bunch of computer stuff, a screen that's purple and yeah, there's not much more to it than that. It's just a bit of fun this really. But what was cool was doing the redstone here. This was a really simple piece of redstone, but because I was trying to do it quickly I kept making mistakes, so I thought I'd show you this bit of wiring. The main thing that I did was just assume something would work. I put a redstone torch on the back of that to power the block above it, and then I realised that that's just going to keep the redstone lamp on, and one thing led to another, and eventually I came up with this. So we have this piece of redstone here that powers like that when you stand on it. And there was a block the other side for a long time with a torch on it, and that was mainly what was causing me problems. And it wasn't until I decided to remove that and put the torch on this block over here so this redstone wouldn't interfere with it, that then it became quite simple. So we run the redstone around the side down to this block here, so there's a torch there that gets inverted and it unpowers this redstone repeater on a delay, and then it powers that one on a delay after it. So that's how it works. And what's cool about this is you have a moment for this to activate, so it takes a moment to scan your eyes, and then the door is open and it will stay open for a plentiful amount of time for you to walk around the corner and into the room. And there is that annoying button glitch. I don't think that's a glitch, the timing just needs to be longer really. So I think I'll put the finishing touches on this place now. We have our reception desk in place. We've got a villager guy over here, and a computer and some bookshelves back there, some bushes. I'm not sure what else I want to do with this area. Maybe we'll put a poster on the wall or something. Then down here I've added indoors. I've added these little signs on the side to tell you what's in each room. And in here I finished building the library as well. Now when I was doing this room I realised that I made a big mistake for this place, and I didn't give myself enough room, because the room size itself is fairly decent, but when you want to do all those details and little things, you're dealing with books, so it's always books, you're dealing with big blocks, so it's always hard to get the details in unless you have the right scale of space, which we don't have in this room, which is quite unfortunate because it would have been nice to put in a desk or something like that as well. But then we have some books on the wall here. We'll put the names of the people that those books are about above them. On the other side I haven't done anything in there. Just need to add some glass on the wall there, and then I've added that block. I don't know, maybe I'll think of something better to represent what's in there. Then up the top here, I'm not even sure if I've shown this before, but I did change it. Just put some more computery looking stuff up here, and I don't have the suits texture pack on at the moment, so that's why you've just got the golden iron armour. And then all the way up the top there is our nuclear warhead. Let me just... Oh, I done that again. I done that a moment ago. It knocks the sign off. Oh, well, I'll replace that in a moment. So yeah, up here is our nuclear warhead. Safe and out of the way, although it is floating in the air. And as I said, that is about it. I think the only thing I really need to do is just touch up one or two things. There's a couple of little details I need to change. And then just to do the outside, I want to put grass and a fence going around the front area. And then I'm going to move the portal up the top, so when you come through you start up the top here and you can see the big T, and then walk down to the building. Well, this place is practically done. I've moved the Nether Portal, I put the grass around the front like I described, and if you notice the grass is very bright in the mushroom biome, which is interesting. It's just like it's in the jungle biome. Still waiting for a bit of dirt, few bits of dirt to grow into grass. But other than that, this place is done. I'll probably make a few little tweaks here and there before you see it in the videos. And yeah, it's been strange sort of commentating on something, not knowing when you're actually going to see it and what you know about this place, but there you go. That is the construction of the T building. The T is headquarters. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thank you for watching. I will see you next time.